this edition of Ex Libris Arioch, the show where I take you on a little look through my library. And on this edition, we're going to take a look at the Harry Potter books. Now, in addition to the regular Harry Potter books and the different editions and printings thereof that I also have some autographs, some wands, some memorabilia, all kinds of different items that I've accumulated over the years. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how did a grown man get so into Harry Potter and all this stuff that he would actually wear something like this? Where did it all begin? What happened? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, I've been reading since I was about 4 or 5 years old, and as you know from watching my videos, I have a pretty decent sized library, so books are my thing. And number two is I became a dad. Now, I even read to my daughter before she was born, and books were always very important. I read to her. She had all of the Dr. Seuss books, the Winnie the Pooh, all of them. And I would read to her, and we would read the books together all throughout her life. So she started getting into Harry Potter, and I read the books along with her, and we saw the movies together. Eventually, we went to the theme park, and we started amassing quite a collection of Harry Potter stuff. As a matter of fact, we still send each other funny quotes from the different Harry Potter musicals. It's just like an inside joke between the two of us. It's just something that we enjoyed together from when she was, first getting into it at that age, around 11 or 10 or whatever it was, and had all kinds of fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoy what you're about to see. Now, unfortunately, I don't have an autograph from JK, and I don't have a true first edition. I just can't afford it. Now, if you know me, you also know that ever since I was a kid, I've been involved in fandoms, whether it was comic books when I was real young, the different sci-fi, Doctor Who stuff, Star Wars, all that. I've always been interested in Lord of the Rings, and so just Harry Potter is just another one of my many interests. I'm really a big fan of the series, and anything that gets kids to read, I'm also on board with, so that's really important. Now, you might be wondering why I have so many different copies and duplicates of the Harry Potter books. Well, it's because every time I'm at a flea market, if I see one for $1, I'm just one of those people that buys it. And this is just the collection that remained, because I've also given away as gifts countless editions and copies of the Potter books to relatives and friends, and basically whoever asked me for one. It's just something that I always like to do. And if it cost me $1 to buy a book to pass it on to somebody else and get them interested in reading, hey, that's great. I must have read and reread the entire series more times than I can count. It's one of those things that you can always go back to and just get more enjoyment out of. The same as rereading The Lord of the Rings or other classics that might interest you. Now, as you can see, I have multiple copies of the Harry Potter books. Like I said, I picked these up, at a yard sale or whatever. If you see one for 50 cents or $1, you're going to get one. This is the new series, and I'm really hoping that they continue and finish out all the books, because I really don't want this to be incomplete on my shelves. Sometimes I take the copies to the pool or, on trips or whatever, and it's just something, that you just enjoy rereading now and again. I also have a bunch of other books about, the behind the scenes things about Harry Potter. There's trivia books and different editions. This is a box set that I picked up at a yard sale, and other paperback copies. There's a cassette tape of the audiobooks, but I don't have a cassette player. Oh well. But I do have multiple copies of the books, which always comes in handy. Well, here's just a small sampling of the types of Harry Potter books that are available and that are out there. I mean, we have all kinds of different artists and covers and editions and things like that. You know, here's one of the earliest hardbounds. There we go. Beautiful. I like this one. 1998. And like I said before, I have several copies of these. And most of these I picked up for next to nothing at book sales and things like that. This one I got because I really loved the cover and hadn't seen that artwork before. Let's see what this one is. Okay. I mean, it's just phenomenal. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's a 2000. And we have, I prefer hardbacks, as you probably know from watching my channel. But, you know, you pick up paperbacks too. These are good to take to the pool or, you know, the beach or something like that. And I have several. I even have the box set of one of these. It had this cover, and it came with, you know, like the first 3 or 4 books or whatever, because they kept adding to it over time. And then we come to the latest one that I acquired. And I'm buying all these in order, and I'm hoping that they continue with the entire series, because each one of these editions is just unbelievable with the artwork. It's fantastic. And they didn't skimp on any of the wording. As far as I could tell, the text was the same, which, you know, as a purist, that's really important to me. And you know what? Another thing that I like to do while I'm reading the books, and if I'm, you know, working on a project or something and put on a podcast, I'll put on Stephen Fry reading the books, because when he reads Harry Potter or just speaks, it's like an earful of melted caramel. It's amazing, that guy. So, yeah, this is just phenomenal. And this edition, this latest rendition, I guess you'd say, there's also several out there that I don't have. But this one, these are just fantastic. And as far as I know, this is, at the time of this recording, Order of the Phoenix is the latest. So this is just a quick sample of some of the different editions and printings and, you know, artwork and variations that are available. And there's many more that I just simply don't have. Well, this little gem I got at a yard sale for about 20 bucks, and let's see what's inside. It's Harry's little travel case, and when you open it up, we got some that, you know, the envelope from him. And we got some trading cards, which I made sure not to open. You know, a little ad. And here come the DVDs with all the bonuses. Year 1, year 2. Oh, bonus DVD. And that has a bunch of behind the scenes stuff, of course. Here's your special features. For year 3, it gets a little bigger. Year 4. And just think, all this stuff for only 20 bucks at a yard sale. Which is absolutely amazing. Everything about Harry Potter, though, everything about the stuff that you get is always pretty good quality. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? All these little bookmarks, which of course I'm not going to use because I'm going to keep them in the original condition. I mean, come on, that's just gorgeous. Put that back. Boom. And you get the little trunk to carry everything. Very cool. The problem is that they would put these things out and then a new film would come out, and then you would have to start all over again. Oh, there's another one in there. Oh yeah, of course he was hiding. So someday my kid can pass this down to her kid. You know, very cool. And now we come to a problem in the fandom, okay? Yes, I have a bunch of Harry Potter DVDs and Blu-rays because I got them when they first came out. And then they came out with these. Now, these box sets are just absolutely unbelievable. But for some reason, they stopped at number 6. I don't know why. I have no idea. Now, we're going to look at these close up in a minute, but these things have just the most amazing graphics and goodies inside. Let's take a look at them individually, shall we? Okay, the first Ultimate Edition. And it came with a whole bunch of goodies. Number 1, top slides off. We'll put that aside for now. And then we have this amazing, incredible treasure trove of items. This is Creating the World of Harry Potter, and a lot of these little booklets are behind the scenes photos and information that are in the special features. It's like they took stills from the special features and just put them in book form. Okay, and then you have the actual films. Of course, you have, look at that. I mean, you had the movie, special features, the extended version of the movie, and there's the Creating the World. Okay, each one came with another disc that corresponded with the booklet, just so you know. And we fold these up. Oh, there's more. Okay, whoa, what's this? Here we go, a bonus digital copy. Take the grandmoms. Then was the envelope. Inside here, you got 2 trading cards, giant ones, and these are just fantastic. It has the names in this one, you know, Harry Potter, the boy who lived, number 1, number 2, Minerva McGonagall, the headmistress of, you know, Hogwarts, and stuff like that. And each one you'll see comes with different collectible cards like that. And then it all goes back in. There you go. Nice and neat. And it fits in a certain way, so you do have to be a little bit careful. Okay. And I can't tell you how many hours of fun Jess and I had watching these things. I mean, and just when we got these home from the mall, I remember it was just beautiful. Here we go. They were not cheap either. And each one has, you know, what's going on. I think these are similar to the versions that were in the big box that later came out, which I don't have, but I'm not sure. But I tell you what, I kept going back for 2 or 3 years to see if they would continue on with this series, because I hate having it. My OCD does not like having those gaps in the shelf, you know what I'm saying? It's like I stopped buying them at number 6, and that did not happen. Here we go with number 2. Same deal, same advertisements on the back, different cover, same slide up. Oh, I had that in wrong, I guess. Put that aside again. And I kept all the cardboard sleeves, of course. Here's Chamber again. It has creating the characters of Harry Potter. And these, like I said, are just stills, you know, pre-production. It really, you learn a lot about filmmaking as well, which I have a degree in, but you know, I'm not making stuff like this yet. Then we have the actual discs, just like before. And like I said, creating the characters matches up with the booklet that you get. So we'll just zip through these because I haven't seen these for sale anymore, and it just irritates me that I can't continue. Here's the digital copy. And who do we have here? Snape and Hagrid. And there goes Mr. Bean with the toy. 3 and 4, Snape and Hagrid. Nice size cardboard. Mr. Bean, you have to use a squeak toy now. Okay, now number 3 has something different. It's got the, you know, special effect going on, and instead of it coming up, it slides out like a booklet. So they changed that on number 3. Don't know why, but they did, and I'm hoping this is showing up well. I just realized. Cool. Mr. Bean, stop. I'm playing a little bit. Okay, now this one came with the Creatures booklet. That's kind of cool on the back too. And we have all the different creatures. Dobby, everybody. Let's see. Again. Ooh. Just telling you. And you know what? I'm hoping that I don't open any of these and see that there's something missing, because that'll really get me upset. Okay, now this one only came with the 3 discs. They started changing everything for some reason with Prisoner. But at least you still got the cards. And here we have Hermione and Sirius, which makes sense because it is Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay, this didn't come with a digital copy, but this slides out, and I've never done it, so I'm not gonna start now. So here we go. There's 3 back. Here we go with number 4. I think it's because these are on Blu-rays now. I started buying Blu-rays. That's probably what happened. Yeah, that's what happened. These are the Blu-rays as opposed to the Harry Potter. If you were, so at least it's been so long since I bought these things, it's hard to remember exactly what was going on, you know. Okay, so here we go. Year 4. Yeah, I think it's because I bought, no, DVD special features. Nah. Honestly, I don't know what happened. Okay. Sound and Music, which it's really cool when you walk through the Wizarding World because they pipe the music in. So you have like the theme music playing all around you all day, which I would love to do it in the house, you know what I mean? And just freak people out. You walk in and go, what is that? And what cards do we have here? Mad-Eye and Ron Weasley. Okay. Again, I've never seen these anywhere, and I've never seen, you know, I don't know what happened, and I asked every time I would go to the stores where I buy this stuff, and they had no idea, so who knows? Now, if you know what happened, please let me know. Drop a comment. Let me know if you have this set and if you know why they stopped at 6. And we're up to number 5. Okay. But you know what, though? I'm telling you, the quality of these things, they were worth every penny that I spent. Because you just, especially like you give this to your kid for Christmas, oh, forget it, you're a hero. Okay, what's this one? Oh, Evolution of the Harry Potter World. I think this is a lot of set design. Yeah, set design, you know, behind the scenes stuff. Oh, awesome. And what trading cards did we get with this one? Oh, Luna Lovegood. Did you get my text? She didn't text me back. Oof. Umbridge. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, we got one more. One more, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean's mad because he wants to play with his squeak toy, and I said, just give me a minute. I'm almost done. And the final one that they put out, but not the final movie. That drives me crazy. Half-Blood Prince. I mean, look at this. It's gorgeous. Look at that. And every time I look at my shelf, I get upset because I'm thinking, oh, I almost have a complete set, just like a certain professor at Hogwarts who wanted. It's a shame I didn't get the set. Here we go. Which one's this? Magical effects. How to do the special effects. How they did various special effects in the film. And again, all these stills are included in the special edition disc. Okay, special features. Now we're down to 2. They packed a lot in on that. Okay. Now we just have to see what cards we got. Finally. Dumbledore. Oof. You think it was an accident that they put these two together in this particular film? Nope. All right, well, that does it for these special editions. All the other Harry Potter versions of the films that I have, you know, the way that they did it was genius but frustrating because they would release it, and Lord of the Rings did the same thing. Lord of the Rings did the same thing, kind of, where they would release a special edition box set, and then they would have special, you know, deleted scenes and all those special edition things like that. And then a few years later, they'd come out with another one with even more of the stuff. And the weird thing about the Potter films is that when you watch them on certain channels and on certain streaming services, you can see deleted scenes that aren't in any of the DVDs, including some of these. I'm not sure if I think that the scene where Hagrid is on the train in the first film with Harry, before he, you know, he's given, after they already went to Diagon Alley, I think that is not even on these special editions. So who knows what was going on. But it's just amazing that there's so many different ways for them to get your money, you know, and being a collector, they know what buttons to push. So, but the important thing is if you enjoy it, you had fun. You know, in my case, it was me and my kid watching these things together. We had a blast. We went to the parks. We just shared the entire experience together. So, to me, it's worth every penny. Oh. All right, time to take a look at my wands. Yeah. Oh, come on up, Mr. Bean. Come on. There we go. I got my little buddy, Mr. Bean, here. He wants to check them out too, you know, because they are sticks in a way. Now, about the wands. Now, some of these are mine, some are my daughter's. Some were bought as gifts for each other. You know, like I got her some, she got me one or two or whatever. Some we just bought, you know, I bought one mail order from a horrible company, which you'll see in a minute. And these two we actually got at the Wizarding World at Ollivander's shop, which is really cool because on the way in, when we were standing in line, we saw somebody coming out and they told Jess, she was, you know, much younger then, where to stand to get chosen to have the wand come in, you know, to have the wand choose the wizard and, you know, play a part in the whole story. I'm not going to give it away, but anyway, she lucked out, and this is the one. I'm hoping I'm right, Jess. If I'm not, you know, let me know. This is the one she got, and I'm going to show you close-ups of these later on. I believe this is the one she got anyway, because the guy looks at Dad and he goes, you know, you can buy that in the back. Like you're going to say no after the wand chooses the kid. And at the time at the Wizarding World, I wanted one too. And at the time you could go on this huge wall and pick out whatever your birthday was. They had all the birthdays listed. And you went, you found your birthday, and that's how you got your wand, you know, seemed like fair. And I went for my birthday, and I got this one, which I use in my show, and it was really cool because it had a white tip, just like, you know, a traditional magician's wand, which hang on, what's up, Ian? It was the only one with a white tip, similar to a magician's wand. And I pointed that out, you know, to Jess. We were just talking about it, and the guy said, wow, that's amazing because this is the only one that comes with a white tip. Now, I don't know if that's still true or not, but, you know, at the time, I mean, how could I not buy it? And I did look in a bunch of the other boxes, and I didn't see any with a white tip. So this is just, it's fantastic. And like I said, I use it in my shows, you know, when I do work at clubs or close-up or whatever, doing my magic. And, you know, it's just a cool story, and it's a little bit different, so I just love that. So those are the generic character-specific ones. And let's take a look at the other ones. Oh, here we go, Ron. We got Ron Weasley's. Now, I also have the twins, but they're on a display. They came with a really nice display, which you saw, or you will see sometime in this video. I just don't want to take them down. And a lot of these are from the Noble collection, and they have good weight to them. And I'll show you close-ups of these later on. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't do... I basically need a new camera, and I'm working on that. So until then, we're just going to take a look at them from a distance, and then I show everything close up at the end of the videos. Here we go, Dumbledore's wand, the Elder wand. That's just amazing right there. And these things have good weight to them, and they're really well made, actually. Each one has little runes and things on it, and it does say fragile collectible wand. Now, we did go to a movie once, the final Potter film, I think it was, downtown, and it was like a cosplay thing, and one of her friends didn't have a wand, so we loaned the kid the wand, and the wand broke. Here we go, this is Hermione's, yep, Hermione's. And a lot of these came with little clips or whatever that, you know, some of them came with little stand things, but unfortunately, they got lost in one of our moves. But I'll show you an example of them later. Here's Hermione's. And again, you know, for nerds and geeks, this stuff is cool. A lot of other people have no idea and think it's a waste of time, but hey, only live once, and we're all stories in the end, right? Here's Luna Lovegoods. Now, some of them came with the slide outer box too, as you can see with the oval with the names. I don't remember what the difference was. I think one was a Nova collection and one wasn't. Yeah. Ooh, that's the chip right there. Made of resin these things are, but they do have good weight to them, and there are so many wands available now. I just had to stop unless something happened, you know, unless I see something really that I want. I might get Voldemort's wand, but I could never get a complete collection because they keep adding to them like all the time. Who's this? Oh, Nymphodora's. And I think that one got chipped too. Yeah, see, some of them have little bits and pieces that are just easy to break off by accident. And in this little spot here, there was a little charm, and it had the name of the wand owner, in this case Nymphadora, and it had this little clip. It almost looked like a hair clip, and I can't find it. I only had one left because, like I said, they got lost over the years. And it was sort of like a little stand for just, if it was on display, but I don't have room, so I keep all these in the boxes on the TV stand. And here we come to the last one. Now this is, okay, I ordered on Facebook one of those mystery boxes. Oh, and it said, you know, hundreds of dollars for 25 bucks or whatever. It took forever to get here. It turned out to be almost a scam. Came from overseas, and it came with a Gryffindor. It said a Gryffindor banner, just like in the common room. And this thing was almost transparent. It was so crappy. I think it fell apart. And it also said it came with Harry's wand. And it's in this, oh, so it's in this box here. And it's got this god-awful satin, yeah, right. And it's not even tucked in right. It's just, it's terrible. It's unbelievable. The box is like, ugh, it's not, I don't even think it's legal, or I don't even think it's, you know, official. But Harry's wand looks pretty good. It's just the box is crap, and there's just a few differences, you know, from the one in the movie. I also have a pen of Harry's wand, but anyway, there's just a few, you know, it's definitely not the real deal. So, how you doing, Mr. Bean? Come on, you wanna come up? Okay. All right, well that does it for the wand portion of the collection. And no, it seems a little strange to be showing you all the merchandise, you know, that is available with Harry Potter, especially from the movies and stuff. I just want you to remember that it all started with books, okay? It all started with one lady sitting down, ooh, big windstorm. It all started with, you know, one person's imagination and putting pen to paper. And look at what it became, a whole world that means a whole lot to a whole lot of people. And it's giving people joy and happiness. And you know what? I don't see anything wrong with that, especially not in this day and age. I just got to get back to Hogwarts.